All right. It confuses me most of the time how we, the youth, support the old people in power. I mean, some of the youth in Africa support the old people in power. It surprises me. And I keep wondering, how are we going to be able to get the Africa that we desire? How are we going to be able to put the right people in power when we still support these old men in power? Most of the time you look around, if you go to the social media, African social media space, you get to understand that most of the supporters of these old people in power are the youth. I mean, so 50% of the youth are supporting these old people because of what they can gain from them and their personal gain and selfishness. Not just only selfishness, they attach, emotion in it, and as well, tribalism and religion. These are the main problem that we have in Africa. That's why that most of us are here on social media clamoring and demanding for right leaders on board. But most of our youth have been compromised with peanuts. Sincerely speaking, if you come to African social media space, you get to understand that people like Museveni has supporters, and most of his supporters are the youth. People like Paul Biya, almost 90 years or 90 something years old man, has supporters, and has most of his supporters are the youth. You look around, you'll see that most of the supporters of Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria, most of the supporters are the youth. You look around, most of this Obiang of Equatorial Guinea, most of his supporters are the youth. And I keep wondering, how are we going to be able to get the right, leaders on board when almost all the youth are in support of these old people in power? If you look around, most of these old people does not know anything about technology, and we are in 21st century where technology is taking charge of everything, almost everything. So how can these old people be able to give us the right lead, I mean the right things that we need to carry on the affairs of Africa? When we keep supporting them, they have analog brain. I mean, these old people have analog brain. Their brain is not functioning like the youth. Look around, look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. It's a clear indication that we need the young people in power. We need the young people to carry on the affairs of Africa. Every single country in Africa, you need young people to carry on their affairs. Look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is a case study to every critical thinker, every reasonable African youth. Burkina Faso, I mean, Ibrahim Traore is doing amazingly well in Burkina Faso. Within the space of 2 years, we look at his achievement. Are we talking about his achievement? Are we talking about things he has been able to put in place within the space of 2 years? Burkina Faso of day before yesterday now manufactures electric vehicle. I mean, this is the kind of leadership that we want in Africa to improve Africa and to make sure that African environment is conducive for every single African youth. It's not just all about sitting on the fence, enjoying the corruption. That I mean, most of these youth are enjoying the corruption anyway. Most of them have been under the influence of tribalism, religion, and compromised with peanuts. So most of them support because of their selfish interest. If you look at Nigeria, go to Nigerian social media space, you will weep when you know very well that this man is not working and you keep promoting him on social media, trying to say, yeah, he's working, but it is obvious that he's not doing anything. There's no positive effect of his leadership in Nigeria or in Africa, across Africa. We keep supporting evil. The other day I was on live stream and somebody I was commenting about Museveni of Uganda, and one of the youth, I asked him how old was he. He said he's 37 years old. I'm older than him. He's a very young, vibrant guy. I was condemning what Museveni did in Uganda, and this young man said Museveni is doing well. Museveni is doing absolutely well, and he's supporting Museveni. And he forgot that Museveni has been in power for 40 something years. 40 something years in power, all he can do for Ugandans was to promote nepotism and subject them into abject poverty. There's no good road in Uganda. There's no good pipe-borne water. There's no proper medical facilities. There's no quality education in Uganda. I mean, people of Uganda are dying in abject poverty, and you are supporting somebody that has hold on to power for 40 something years. I mean, this is the problem that we have in Africa. How can we start correcting? I mean, this is one of the reasons why I choose and dedicate my channel to sensitize our people about the importance of holding leaders accountable and speaking up when it is needed. It's not just all about carrying placard, walking on the street and be shouting. No, social media is a tool that we have, to lend our voice, not just only lending our voice, to sensitize our people, most of the people in the rural areas, to sensitize them about the importance of holding leaders accountable, sensitize them that we employ these people to work for us. We are not slaves to them. They are there to serve us. And I keep wondering why we subject our this morning. I was watching what triggered this video anyway. I was scrolling on this street of Facebook, and I found out there was a young man in my in my state, Abia State, that he's a House of Assembly member anyway. So I think he went to some one village or one community like that, and I saw people singing praises and be following him at the back and be singing praises to him. I was like, I was wondering. I said, what is all this? I mean, first of all, the cause of all these things is poverty. That's number one. Second of all, ignorant, and the third of all, fear that have been inflicted in them, making them to feel like these people are slave masters to them because they've seen themselves, that's low self-esteem. This is becoming uncalled for. And I don't know how else I'll be able to sensitize than this. This is what I'm doing to sensitize our people, making them to understand that every single politician in Africa need to be held accountable because we employ them to speak for us and to work for us, not to subject us into abject poverty. That is the reason why when you come to a local government chairman that has nothing, because before he became local government chairman, he's already building mansions of his own, sending his children outside Nigeria to go and have better life. Meanwhile, he subject your local government into abject poverty, cannot even give you ordinary as good access road. Meanwhile, he's collecting allocation every month and he's not showing working. I mean, this is the problem that we have in Africa. How long are we going to continue like this? How long? Just for a case study, look at Ibrahim Traore, a very young, vibrant, 37 years old man doing wonders in Burkina Faso. Can we follow his footsteps? This is one of the reasons why I say that corruption in Africa started from the grassroots. It's not from the top. It started from the grassroots. An average African always feel like politics is an avenue to become wealthy. The other day, I was watching on Instagram. I saw Maurice Johnson, Boris Johnson, sorry, former UK Prime Minister, was driving one old Toyota. That shows you that these people, they did not come to power. They did not come to politics to make money for themselves. They came to politics. They have the passion to make the life of their citizens better. But in Africa, reverse is the case. The reason why people come to politics in Africa is to enrich themselves and make themselves so comfortable, make the life of their family members so comfortable and subject their people into abject poverty. This is the main problem that we have in Africa. And we, the youth, are contributing most of the problems here. Because the day we stop promoting this bad leadership, the day we stop, singing praises to them, the day we stop, praising them like as if they've done something, is the day we will start changing the narrative, changing the system, and changing the government that we desire. I mean, it is too much. It is too much. A word is enough for the wise. A word is enough for the wise. 2027 is around the corner in Nigeria. 2027 is not even up to, it's not even up to 2027 yet. They've already started campaign. And you can go scroll on social media. You will see that most of the people that are campaigning for these people are still the youth. And these people want a conducive environment. I mean, if somebody give you 1 million, for instance, they give you 1 million to promote bad leadership, 1 million naira will not even last for you for highest 1 month, is gone. But you will suffer for 4 years. I mean, let's use our common sense, for God's sake. It is too much. It is absolutely too much. We can't continue like this because enough is enough. We need Africa that we will be proud of. Africa that our children will grow up and say, Daddy, thank you for lending your voice. Thank you for speaking up when you were supposed to speak up. Thank you because you fought a good fight. Because of be a true Pan-Africanist, because of people like Thomas Sankara, because of people like Lumumba, because of people like Kwame Nkrumah, because of people like Amilcar Cabral, because of people like Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, because of people like Idi Amin of Uganda, because of people like Thomas Sankara, because of people like Uganda, Muammar Gaddafi. These are the reason why we can still stand on our feet and to say that we need Africa, one unified Africa, one Africa that we can have borderless Africa, one African currency, and one military capacity Africa. That is one thing that we are asking for. Enough is enough. Those bad leaders, we will have to wipe them out of the surface of the make sure that we build our continent in a better way, in a safe way, where our children can be proud of. See you in the next video. God bless you.